I wanted to talk a little bit about how I structure my own diet specifically because all these different principles that I use go into the meal plans that I make for you guys. And you probably don't see like the little nuances that go behind the scenes with how I'm building these, but there actually is a lot of thought that goes into how your diet is specifically built. It's not just hit the calories, hit the macros. There's other things that we're actually looking at too to really optimize results. So obviously you guys have the option to eat outside of your meal plan, and I would always recommend staying within the meal plan because it's like specifically designed with these different purposes that serve you that I'm going to talk about. So I guess first off, I'll show you guys. You guys are gonna think I'm like a fucking dog. I got the pictures of what I eat pulled up here. Can you guys see that here? So basically, how my day goes is I wake up. I only work out 3 days a week now. I'm trying out a new split, but my pre-workout meal. This is probably the best presentation that you're gonna get out of me. It's two pieces of rye bread, some banana, and some maple syrup with cinnamon and salt. Now, the big importance for this is to get me fueled for my workout. And every single meal plan, I have banana and honey or maple syrup as your pre-workout meal, because you want to get those quick acting carbs to give you that boost of energy and keep your blood sugar regulated throughout the workout. Just me, I have the toast as well, just because I get a little bit hungrier. So I don't want to be hungry during a workout, and I find that keeps me satiated all the way through. And then after the workout, I have a bowl of protein oats. So this is oats, full apple cut up, Greek yogurt, scoop of whey protein, some more cinnamon, a little more salt, and a little bit of peanut butter powder. That's it. My third meal, lunch, I have this around 3:30 typically. Ground beef, vegetables, potatoes, avocado. Super friggin' basic, just like a bowl of slop, throw some hot sauce on there, gets the job done. And for dinner, this looks fucking disgusting, but it's actually really delicious. It's I make coconut rice, so I mix the rice with like some nice coconut milk. And then I have this jerk
Co-
chicken marinade. It's like 15 calories. It's really
Coconut
good.
cream?
So
You put coconut cream in there?
oh yeah, you know it. And then yeah, I cook the chicken in the crock pot with the jerk chicken marinade. Comes out so good. Mix some vegetables in there. So yeah, that's kind of what they look like. They look pretty gross. I like to like mash all my shit together for whatever reason. It's what I've always done. I just have like big bowls of everything mashed together. Um, yeah, I'm a little bit retarded that way, but that's okay. But basically, I want to talk about how I structure these meals and why they are the way they are. So, number one is carb timing. So the most important time to actually ingest carbs is around your training period. So I know I already talked about before training, you want to have that energy, you want to regulate your blood sugar before you go into that workout. So you can have consistent energy, you can push harder, you can lift heavier weight, and therefore build more muscle because the entire way that we build muscle is tearing down the protein fibers and they get built up. So the more you can tear down, the more weight you can push, the more you can strain them, the more gains you're going to get. So the more energy you can have going into that, it's just going to benefit you so much more. But then we also want to hit carbs immediately after your workout for recovery. So the biggest thing is having carbs post workout is going to increase your insulin sensitivity. So this is essentially how effective your body is at distributing like the nutrients and how it converts to muscle versus fat. So the better your insulin sensitivity, the more muscle you're going to build compared to how much fat your body's going to hold on to from your diet. So hitting carbs specifically after a workout is very, very important. And it also helps regulate your blood sugar as well. So you're not like completely dead afterwards. You can have energy for the rest of the day, and just recover better ultimately. Um, the second reason that I structure my diet like this is I use high volume foods. I'm like naturally a hungry guy. I got really shitty ghrelin response. Ghrelin's the hormone that makes you feel full and satiated after you eat. And I've always had a super delayed response. So I'll eat like a ton of food and still want to eat more. And then like an hour later, then I'll feel full and be like, oh shit, like I really can't eat anymore. So since my response is delayed, I really try to fill myself up as much as possible and make myself feel full so that I'm not tempted to eat more and like go above my calories. Because right now I'm eating 2,300 calories, which is the lowest I've been in a long time. I'm about to raise them up. But yeah, just the final touches on the cut right now. So that's why I'm using stuff like chicken breast, extra lean ground beef. I use a shit ton of vegetables. Potatoes are really awesome. Rice is okay. I love the coconut rice, so I have that. The whey protein, fruits, high volume foods like that are just going to fill you up more. And I also have less fat in my diet than technically would be optimal for my hormone production. Ideally, I would want to have more fat, but if I am eating fat, these are denser foods, so you actually get less volume and you're eating less food for more calories. I just find it for dealing with the hunger and what I face, it's a lot easier to just have more carbs, have more protein to fill me up more, and it just keeps me on track and keeps me from reaching for snacks throughout the day. Now the third reason that I eat like this is I don't have a ton of time. I'm not sure if I have specific. Oh yeah, I probably should have been going through this at the same time. I kind of just talking about it. Um, but yeah, I really like to cook once or twice a week. Same thing that I promote in like all the meal plans that I make. I try to make it as simple as possible. Because obviously, like you guys are here, you all run businesses, you're all insanely busy guys. You don't have hours to spend in the kitchen every single day. And also just the decision fatigue around what you're going to eat. Having the right foods available makes you so much more likely to stick to your diet and just like Ashton was talking about, making the right decision, the easy decision. If it's right there in your fridge, ready to go, it's so simple. And I'm not a huge meal prep guy, so I just like to cook everything in advance and I just assemble my dish. It takes like 2 minutes, and then I'm like back in my office working away while eating my food. So cooking in bulk, what I'll do is I'll put the chicken in the crock pot. I'll just leave it overnight for like 8 hours. Comes out fucking perfect the next day. I have like an entire Costco flatted chicken in there. So like that's my chicken for the entire week. With vegetables, I'll just get a giant pan. I'll either stick them in the oven or I'll just put them over the stove top. I'll have a ton of vegetables ready to go. And then for carbs, I usually just put a bunch of potatoes in the oven or the air fryer. And then I got this big rice cooker that I use. So these are all things I just pop them in, forget about them. They cook on their own. And then I can come back and they're all just ready for the entire week. And it just becomes so much easier. Another thing that you can do, I used to do this, not anymore. I don't mind just weighing my food when I go and put it together. You can actually weigh all your food once you cook it and then just be like, okay, like I have 5 portions for the week. This is what I'm gonna have today. This is what I'm gonna have today. And you can kind of eyeball it and still be perfectly on track for your diet without having to weigh it out every single time. So you can weigh once and just be like, hey, this is how much beef I actually have for the entire week. If I'm a little hungrier today, I can have a little bit more. If I'm not that hungry, I can have a little bit less and like save it for Thursday or Friday, whatever it is. So strategies like that I've used in the past also work incredibly well. If you just don't want to log or measure your food and weigh your food every single day. And then the fourth reason is I'm actually looking at my micronutrients as well, and I do the same thing with building your meal plans. So, with my vegetables, the biggest key there to hitting a full micronutrient profile is just making sure you have different colors of vegetables. You want to have like carrots, onions, leafy greens, as many different colors as you can have on your plate. You're just going to have a full array of micronutrients. Now with the fruit and the Greek yogurt and any dairy products, you're gonna get again more micronutrients. You're gonna get your calcium fill for the day because it's hard to get calcium from anywhere else. With your proteins and your lean meats, you're gonna get your iron, your zinc, your B vitamins, and zinc especially is so crucial for testosterone production. I don't think I've ever created like a vegan meal plan before, and I don't think I would. I don't think I would work with a vegan or vegetarian, because this is just so important for your gains. And I obviously eat like very different foods for each meal, right? I'm not eating the same kind of proteins at every single meal. I want to have like that full variety of micronutrients that I'm going to be getting as well. Now, what I actually looked at in my fitness pal, and this could be worth doing for you guys as well, is I was just looking at which micronutrients that I was low in, and I found that my magnesium was okay, but not like everything else. I was like 20% above the recommended level, so I was like, damn, this is great. My magnesium was like 70%, which is still okay, but not where exactly where it wants to be. So I just I got a bottle of magnesium. I keep it beside my bed. I take two every night. Helps me sleep, and then I know I'm getting like the full micronutrient profile there. And then vitamin D. Most people are exceptionally low in vitamin D because you typically won't get it from a ton of your food sources. It comes from sunlight, and running a business, it's hard to be out in the sun all day long, especially being in like a Canadian winter or a New York winter. Um, you don't get a ton of sunlight during those times. So I definitely want to supplement vitamin D, and I recommend anybody would because realistically, you're probably just not getting enough vitamin D as you should be getting throughout the day. And then obviously I didn't cover the obvious one, but the macronutrients, hitting your protein, your carbs, your fat intake. I think you guys all have a pretty good understanding of that. Huge reason that we build the diets out that we do. So I do the exact same thing that I prescribe for everybody else. I do 35% protein, 40% carbs, 25% fat. Although my carbs might be a little higher than my fats right now, just because I'm like bottoming out on this the last touches of the cut. So I'm like insanely hungry all the time. So again, I want to fill myself up as much as possible. I'm willing to forego some of the hormonal response from the fat to kind of deal with that. So yeah, that's pretty much the breakdown of my diet. What Michael actually wanted was like a presentation of me cooking my meals in front of you guys. I told him I'm not going to do that, but this is like the next best thing.